Hello, this is how to install the OpenLM Reporting Hub. So first of all, you download this, which is a zip file of the Reporting Hub, and then you simply need to extract it. You can even extract it, C, program file, wherever you want. Now that it's extracted, we'll open it up, and we see some folders here. So let's go one by one. First of all, I have a Firebird database I'm using. So I'll just double click Firebird and install the Firebird server. This is for the reporting hub to have access to the Firebird database. If you're using MySQL, MSSQL, any other type, then you don't need to install these. So as you see, it's pretty simple. Just click next, next, next. Run as a service. This is important. So once it's done installing, just click next and start the service. Next, we'll install Java. Inside the Java folder, you see Java JDK 8, which needs to be installed, and these environmental variables that also it needs to be clicked on this batch file. So let's install. And now let's click on the batch file. Just simple double click. Specific value was saved, two values as you can see here, Java home and kettle home. Meanwhile, the Java is installing, we'll just let it install. So we click next, and once it's done installing, we'll move on to the next folder, the Postgres folder. Now you see three things here. The version 9 you can just ignore. The Postgres Server and Postgres Editor are the two things that need to be installed. So let's install first the Postgres Server. It will install Visual C++, as you can see here. And when the Postgres Server installer comes up, we just click next, next. We don't install the stack builder. Click next, again next, and now we choose a password for the Postgres database. And a specific port. The default port is 5432, but you can change it if you want. Choose the locale, and next, let's install. Once it's finished installing, we'll install the Postgres Editor. This will allow you to access the database for maintenance. Once it is finished, we can remove the launch pgadmin, click finish, and now we were in the Postgres. Now we'll go to Power BI and install Power BI Desktop and Power BI Connector. Please ignore version 2. So to install Power BI, we just click next, 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 and just let it install. But you can use any BI tool that you'd like. You can use Tableau, you can use Click, just about anything. We chose Power BI Desktop because it's a free version to give our clients just to see if they want it, if this functionality helps them. Beyond that, the clients themselves can get any BI tool they want and implement on it. Once Power BI is installed, we'll install the connector. Again, we just click next. The gap we need to install on the entirety of the feature will be installed. Next, install. And once this is installed, we have everything that we need to install. Now we need to change some configurations. So first of all, let's change a few configurations in the Postgres database. So let's go to Program Files, Postgres, Postgres 10. We'll go to Data, and below here you can see a file called PGA HBA. This is the configuration file for Postgres. So let's open it up. And here you can see, let's just make it right. And here you can see there is a blank space here, right here, that we need to fill up with this. So we'll just give it 0, 0, 0 for now. This tells the Postgres who can connect to him. So if it's 0, 0, 0, anyone can connect, anyone with connection to the server. But you can change this if it's only a network where it's 10, 0, 0. You can change that according to the client. So let's save that. And next, we need to configure our database connections. So we'll go to the Reporting Hub again and go to Kettle, and we'll edit this file. Now you see all the connections. You got MS SQL, MySQL, Firebird, Postgres, and SMTP. Now a few things need to be written here. First of all, the MAC address and host name, where the MAC address has to be with this format. And the host name can be whatever, just the host name. You fill in the SMTP server details to get notified when the ETL has finished the nightly run, but you don't have to. The Postgres is very important. We fill up the details, so it's localhost. Database we did not create yet, but 5432, password, edit Postgres. The default user of Postgres is Postgres. And now let's create the database. So let's open up pgadmin. And in the pgadmin, we'll be able to create this database. So once the pgadmin is open, we can click here on server, Postgres 10, give it the password. Now we'll go to databases and create a new one. We'll call it just DB. That's it. Click save. And it will create the database. So the database is named DB. So right here, we'll input DB. And now we'll input the Firebird database. If you have a MySQL or MS SQL, you should use one of these, MS SQL or MySQL. But for the Firebird, first of all, the host name is localhost. The password is master key. Port 3050. This is the default port of Firebird. And now the user sysdba. Now we'll input the location, the path to the database. So I have it here under DB and have this database. So I'll just get that. And note that the format needs to look like this. DB, and then we'll get the file name. So the double slashes need to be in there as well. It should look like this. So anyway, we can simply save it now. And we need to get the kettle file in the OpenLM Reporting Hub. The kettle here, this folder, .kettle folder, we need to get, let's copy it, we need to get it to program files. So let's open program files and paste. That's it. Now it's ready. Everything is ready to run the ETL. Now, the ETL itself has a the ETL itself here has a license folder. If you go to jobs license, there should be a license here. This and another one. This I will provide, and you will just insert here. And that's it. Once you run the ETL, then it will work. Now we have this batch file. The batch file needs to run each night. It gathers the delta. It gathers all the information that was collected during the day. So first run is initialization run, and all runs after that are incremental. So we'll open up the task scheduler, and we'll schedule a new task. So this is in Hebrew, I'm sorry about that, but this needs to be running with, well, you can choose high privileges if the user is logged in or not, but for now, for testing, I'm just gonna leave it at that. So the trigger will be once a night. We can do it every 12 a.m., 1 a.m., whatever. So we can do it daily at, let's say, 12 a.m. Okay, and the action will be to run the batch file. So the action goes to ETL folder, run ETL, this one. Click OK, and that's it. Now, to run the ETL for the first time, we just need to click this. So let's click and let it run. I have stopped the run. I want to show you one thing that I forgot. Please place the license SQL file into the ETL folder, jobs, license. Just place it here, and then, same as before, just run the ETL. Now, it might look a bit stuck at first, but it will have this line, start of run, for about 100 seconds. Once it starts running, it will look something like this. Once the run is completed, then we can check the pgadmin interface to see that inside DB we now have the external schema, and within it all the tables of the reporting hub. Now let's go to the Power BI. Everything is finished. We have the resulting reporting database. Now let's just double click on Power BI and open it up and see what we can do with the data. So once Power BI opens, we can trick it just to close this. And uh, now we can open in the in the reporting hub inside reports. We see that we have a few templates here. Now this is an empty connection template, organizational T report, and utilization report. So I'm just going to open the connection template. So I'll set up the connection and save the template. So I'll click open, go to reports, and take the connection template. Now this is loading saved connection to a database which doesn't exist. So we'll go to edit queries, data source settings, change source. We put the Postgres host here, which is localhost, and the database here, which we called it DB. Now we'll go to edit permissions, edit, and we input the Postgres username and password. Click OK, OK. Now flight changes. We click OK and just let it run. So you can see that it's loading into the tables all the data from the Postgres database, and now it's done. And we have all the tables right here. So I'm going to give you an example of this database, which is structured in a dimension and measures structure. What is a dimension? Dimension, it can be user, project, license, group. Inside license, you see the feature, server, the version. Inside group, you can get the group name. So let's try to make a simple report. Let's click on this, get a bar chart. And let's say that I want users and I want their session duration. So I'll get username, just drag it in there. And I'll get raw usage measure. I have also feature usage measure, but for this instance, I'm going to use raw. I'll drag it in there, and that's it. I have the report. I can sort it by usage time. I can also get a group and drag the group in there, put it under the username, and now I can drill down to the group. We only have one group here, but anyway. And that's it. Please play with it. If you have any questions, please let me know. But it's better to just go ahead and play with it. You can't destroy anything. Just play around with it. You'll figure it out. You also have the documentation on the data structure, which you can go through. It holds the structure itself and each table and what it can give you. That's it. Thank you.